啊，去。玩家死，好烦哦！为什么要把这名字写在上面？好了，来继续。Hello， 万圣节快要到了哦。哎，对哦，说到万圣节，晚安晚安 ，Hello。等一下哦。啊，这是万圣节特辑，还没有啦，还没开始。明天啦，应该是明天。好，那我们上次到哪里了？应该从明天开始，然后到万圣节当天，3天。可以啊，可是问题是我们上次到哪？我们上次解救了那个在寺庙里面的。但接下来要去哪里？应该也不是这里面。我记得我上次好像有来这里面晃过。啊，先四处乱走。这好漂亮哦！好想泡温泉。这个梯子不知道有没有用啊？拿来爬某些东西，让我爬上去那边。啊，走。Hello， 看来我们的目标是在外面啊。Hello， 先去我上次有看到的一个地方好了。我记得我上次看到了一个啊，这个，你看，这很可疑对吧？哎，啊，就这样，几千块哦，好多哦。我怎么下去？哎，这边有字哎。乌尔皮乌斯艾森蒂拉改成了乌尔皮乌斯杀了森蒂拉。啊，我想到了，那天有答应那个人家的老婆说要去帮他弄点酒来，要帮他弄点葡萄酒来是吗？去市场里面好了。有这1000块应该很好弄到酒了。哎呦，这里也有人。哎，他这边不就是那个外围吗？上面感觉也有东西。哎呦，为什么这个人被绑住了？哎，这可以拿吗？没有偷窃应该就可以拿。 诶，这里没有来过呢。石盘刻了一条鱼，鱼是那个什么五饼鳄鱼之类的那个典故是不是啊？所以应该是基督教。哎呦，这个可以偷窃！哎呦，这个可以偷窃，这个偷了不得了，又是鱼啊 ！Hello， 哎，里面有人哎、这个哇，这边有那个植物可以射，可是这边的钥匙是在那个人身上吗？上次那个被关起来的那个人，这里是哪里啊？看起来是在跑步。哎呦，这里是哪里啊？上次没有来过。他们两个在打架，是不是？哇，这地方也太神秘了！哦呦，这是什么地方啊？角斗场。哎，这边有剑，拿不到。哦，难道可以用这个？这个跟刚刚那个是一样的吗？上面可以上去吗？
I said, please leave. You're
奥
trespassing.
科塔维亚，他是谁啊？喂喂
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
为什么？为什么？哦，因为我非法入侵吗？为什么？不是啊，哎、他是什么？没有血肉的啊？这个是那个老婆婆家是不是？啊！哦 no， 没有！糟了，怎么远啊？啊！哇！死路！啊，这边也死路！哎，不是啊，你没了，怎么走？我才刚开始哎！这里吧。可是又要回去了，我天哪！我还没有什么进展哎。怎么过去？怎么上去？走这边。OK， 走这里。啊，得救。Hello， 为什么跳进去找他，马上就会出现那个？好了，就叫他帮忙办事吧。哎，快点
Salve, friend.
好烦哦，可不可以重取名字啊？
Sounds serious. I'm listening.
听起来10万火急。
All right, let me see. Stop.
哎呀，是真的蛮10万火急的。如果是真的话，还有一开始就要掰了，没有。发现其实他们
Oh, you're here.
他们攻击蛮
I'm
慢的，
so glad you decided to visit.
所以应该还有
I'm Aurelia.
蛮长一段时
I
间
hope
可
I'm
以
not being too forward,
行动。
but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
倒是刚刚那个为什么会这样子，我就不晓得。
Coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
用力过猛了。
Again.
哎
Incessant labor.
I take back what I
The
said.
one
Cool.
we have lost.
Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore.
Cool.
Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business.
哦，
So,
他是酒馆
what
的那
brings
个
you
啊。
to my tavern?
哎呀，
I
可恶！
do, but I'm afraid it's not for sale. It's the last jug in the entire city, so I'm saving it for a romantic.
啊，我必须要跟他。
Really? That's your move? Honey, I'll admit I was intrigued by you at first,
知道这
but
是
then
你
you
们
had to
抽
go and
我
open
子。
your mouth. Unfortunately for you,
Hello。
nobody gets a second chance at a first impression.
最后指令有啊，我知道那一款。哎，我没有机会耶。
What's that supposed to be? The riddle of the Sphinx? All right, see ya.
哎呀，所以我必须要诱惑他才能拿到酒。
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their
所以我
previous
必须
lives,
要
but
必
they
须要
are
好好讲话才行。
ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
讲讲你的故事。
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
就我所知，
Some
他应该是跟我
crowd
一样
the
是，
forum,
就是
some the house of the ruler.
后
of
来
the
才进来
depths.
这个城镇。
Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
对不起，我们不明白什么
They
意思。
never do.
哇，这个人讲话真的是拐弯抹角的。
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew
因
trees.
育而致命
It
的
leads
紫
through
杉树
dumb
丛。
silence to the
紫杉树
infernal
丛。
regions. Help me. You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern.
那
A
里
terrible
是出
pattern.
口吗？
It is better for
到那里
you
会有
if
什
you
么
remain ignorant.
什么独特的发现吗
Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
哎，好，我调查利维亚举止怪异的人，所以我要去找那个他说的那
You
个地方。
think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant.
啊
Pandora's
他就是不会告诉我那个
the
图案。
newly arrived are
看到了什么图案？女祭司，他就要我去找女祭司。哎呦，有马长盾。这边算是一个什
you,
么旅馆吗？
Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always
然后这里是又
returns.
是什么东西啊？这是洗手台吗？完了，原始的床。那这个酒馆到底是在帮助穷人吗？还是怎么样？
I love your clothes. So exotic.
哎，好了，不用再讲这种好听话了。等我下一轮再来找你。 这一轮已经没救了。哦，酒桶就这个啊！酒水的表面浮着一层小虫子的丝子，天哪，好恶心！哎，这边有新的
You
酒。
stay away from my money.
他是讲我吗？这个时候就可以化妆了。香水，这种时候就有化妆品了。Hello， 哎，不要拿比较好吧？已经拿了，拿了吗？要不要拿？这里面应该是那个美酒吧，我猜。
Well, unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink, get out.
这么凶干嘛？干嘛那么凶啊？
Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
超凶的，哇！哦，他超级恨我的，为什么？哎，未写完留言，这是对你最后的警告，罪人。找出谁在威胁？劝说乌菲鲁斯不要再。这什么？真的假的？乌菲鲁斯哦，乌菲鲁斯是谁啊？我们之前有遇过吗？克80至克80，我告诉了卢克利侠我一直做的梦。他说，如果我写下来，他也许更好的领悟其中的含义。这个梦昨晚又来了，那个男人一如既往在河边，他的脸隐在那个奇特公羊头饰下。他再一次介绍自己为凯尔蒂，并告诉我，是他把我从河里拖出来的。他提到我的名字时候似乎在笑，好像他代表我所不明白的含义。曾对这个名字的确有些印象，但我不记得在哪里听过。凯尔蒂是谁？凯尔蒂？凯尔蒂是谁？这个不是罗马的，这是从哪里来的？狮子浮雕，埃及，他从埃及走过来这里。为什么这个耳语还在啊？奇怪，不是已经解决他那一层的问题了？好，我们先去找那个叫什么？鲁菲乌斯，先去找鲁菲乌斯。鲁菲乌斯是谁？哎，这边还，这边整个都被摧毁掉了。这边是刚刚来的地方，先离开吧，离开他的酒馆。不过乌菲鲁斯是谁啊？奇怪。
Keep an eye out for Santilla, would you?
他是赫雷提乌斯。
Hey Horatius, how's it feel knowing
Dormy
your man's doomed to
Tius.
lose the election today?
Are they?
这个是女祭司，女祭司，我等一下要找女祭司。虽然还不晓得找女祭司干什么，但是等一下要找女祭司。哎，就他。哦，那我要告诉谁？哦，劝说他不要再威胁。可是 劝说有用吗？劝说好像没有用吧。刚刚是这里吗？生地巫师 ，OK， 告诉生地巫师，哦，那个指挥官、执政官。
That's quite an impressive bow.
As if I'll be afraid of you, little man.
哎，这些人都发现我有带这一把弓哎，哎，不是这里。那我这样回去找他安全吗？他下了废武器令不是吗？
That may be an impressive trinket, but you're still a barbarian. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. I'm Sentia, eldest daughter. What are you doing? I trust.
他虽然可以跟我讲话，可是。 感觉还是对我不是很友善。
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
哎呀
We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden rule. Forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here?
对。
Is that about?
我打破了黄金法则。
You broke it. Why in Pluto's name?
我就想看看到底会发生什么。
Just wanted. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now, I assume.
哎，这个倒是一个选项哦，就跟他讲说，我知道后续会发生什么事。
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been.
还是现在资讯不够，他就进来。
Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic, the law of the 12 tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us, were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass.
哦，擅闯他人住宅，我刚刚应该是因为擅闯他人住宅。
What is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else?
哎，这个看起来是没有救了，应该。 可能会需要后续的一些东西，我才有办法让他放了他。
Ask then. Good. Now, of course, what is? Yes.
这个吗
Why do you say that? Then you'd better find a way to make him back down, hadn't you? I'm quite sure you're capable of containing that half-wit.
就跟他讲这个也没什么用哦。
Good, thank you.
结果我还是得做嘛。会不会其实
Don't mind me. I just live here.
不应该跟他讲，跟他讲了以后，可能事情就会变得不一样了。这是一个可能。
Arve.
要找他吗
A new face. Arve. And may Vesta watch over you. Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
并没有。
Oh, well then. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
结果我问错人了。
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself.
可是那刚刚那个叫我找他，为什么要叫我找他？我去找那个。他叫什么名字？他名字好难记哦，鲁奇菲斯之类的啊，他。喂，我已经发现了你的罪行。
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
就是你在威胁维吉尔吗？
No idea what you're talking about?
我知道是你写的，我在你房间发现了没写完信。
Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it?
我希望你不要再恐吓他了。
And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all.
如果是这样，为什么他还没有触犯黄金法则呢？
Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem.
罗马众神，这个好了。
There's only one true God. And he laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah.
糟了，这句话好像没有办法说服他。
This kind of thing.
好，糟了是哪一个？这个感觉是用他们教条来说服他，是吗？好想知道选下面会怎么样。选上面。
I am doing that. If I was about to get
啊，
everyone
这
else
句话没有
killed,
用，完蛋了，选错。
I would want someone to stop me.
哦，好，还可以再选
I。don't like where this is going. I have no idea what you're talking about.
这样子算解决了吗？感觉好像没有啊。
Broken. I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again. I have nothing to say to you, kaput murder.
哦，他现在是不跟我对话，可是我有说服他吗？觉得好像没有先去跟他讲一下好了。
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil.
Virgil. Hey?
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome.
这
That's
没有办法
probably too
先跟他
grandiose
讲
a
这件
term
事
to
情。
describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious
我倒是知道这边有
architecture
一
or
栋建筑，随时
mysterious
倒下来会
history
压
of
死
this。place.
那座悬崖上的神，
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way
有人
to
刻
keep
意
its
将它的用
purpose
途
a
隐藏
mystery.
起来。
You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo.
哦，
Usually, that god is
我
obvious.
们不知道这边
But
的
in
主
this
神
case,
是谁。
it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god.
被野
But
蛮
it
人给
appears
摧毁了。
some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, Which god is that temple dedicated to?
这样子，上面那座神庙有点蹊跷哦。不过他说的到底是什么？悬崖上的神庙在哪里
？Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering.
这个就是他那个说什么高处的蓄水库之类的。
From outside the city and distributed all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish.
哇，他真的很懂哎。
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago. Which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
这意味着什么
I'm not sure. It could mean that the Romans who first started building here were just copying Greek architecture, which they do all the time.
罗马跟希腊的建筑风格有什么差别
Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
哦，该不会那一群黄金像就是希腊人吧
Nice to talk to you.
糟了，这也没有办法先警告他哎。
How'd you do? Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious... Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you'd be interested in selling it to me. I mean, it's not as if you have any use for it. Hey, what did I ever do to you? I don't have to listen to this. Good day.
算了，我不想听你讲话。我是不是应该跟他讲说，叫他拿钱来，然后我告诉他可以在哪里买它？你说清楚，你要我怎么帮忙？我要怎么帮你？我要找谁啊？
Hello? Hello? Have we... Bye bye.
要怎么救他呢？我觉得可能还是得先找到蓄水池。这边的钱可以一直拿哎。 我现在身上到底多少钱？哎，我又只剩167块了吗？哦，没有。我要这么多钱可以干嘛？进不去。原型。这写给谁的情诗啊？他刚说悬崖是吧？悬崖上的是这个吗？ 继续看。 梯子怎么那么难排？他说主神殿是这个吗？是说刚刚行政官也没有没收我的武器啊？是为啥？是不是这个啊？他说的那个悬崖的是。Hello。哎，这里上不去，所以要找的不是这里吗？他为什么会在这边推一个石头啊？这个意义是什么？这石头有什么状况吗？什么？理论上是这里才对啊。我现在应该还没有办法阻止他不往下跳吧？还是说有什么办法可以进去啊？他刚刚说，如果我有找到办法进去的话，感觉会有什么东西啊？有什么地洞之类的？还是没有哎。要阻止他的话，要先让那个好起来啊！要先让那个女仆好起来。啊，先回去看怎么照顾那个女仆。我记得我好像从上次那个老太婆那里拿到了解药。
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She needs the resin of a plant.
哎，为什么是真抱歉？我现在
It's too late.
刚刚她已经去世了。
No.
啊？
Sure. What do you want?
可恶
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned Hemlock, I believe. I haven't seen her in months. How did you know that? Gladly.
啊，救不到吗？上次我是拿到了他的解药，是不是？还是？啊，我拿到了一把钥匙。他说那个钥匙可以开某个地方的箱子，箱子里面会有解药，解药我就可以拿给他。可是我要去找到的是哪一个箱子啊
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in. I'm tired and out of my depth. Oh, this shrine kind of strange to set up a clinic in that. But the god who inflicts a... Well, she used to run the clinic. She was until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery. This changes everything. The last time I saw her, The last time, and then she shut herself in the palace. She's been gone so long now. But I really wish I could reach her because that's the only hope I have of solving one of my patients. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. He's become so irritable that the smallest things, I just know Nevia would know how to treat him. You did? That's Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time.
原来是
That's very helpful. Thank you.
鲁菲巫
If this
师哦。
works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this?
啊，可是他刚才已经不跟我讲话了，怎么办？
Thank you. Oh, there was one, but that. Where until.
这个听过。
He's big. Thanks. All right.
哇，他已经死了。我觉得我可能是下一轮就去找他，是不是？
May Apollo keep you safe.
他说叫我打开这个。这游戏好催眠，因为音乐吗？
May Apollo keep you safe.
哎呀，好烦哦，怎么办啊？
Feeling all right.
他的解药到底？哦，我知道了。我终究还是要等下来跟他买，对不对？
Don't even talk to me.
或者是偷。
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
就这个，要偷吗？我怎么记得好像我上次应该有拿到啊。
A fellow traveler from a faraway land.
For the last time, Dacis, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone
偷
else
的会
with
不
a
会比较
weapon?
好？
There are no other weapons in the city.
反正时间可以重来。
I have nothing to say to you,
啊，连想要给他东西也不行啊，惹到人就会这样。偷的吗？还是可以再去问问他呢？虽然我觉得再回去的话，他应该也不会理我。这游戏的人累了就先去睡啊。
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius?
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land.
When you die, bury me.
Greetings, I'm Georgius.
Your spirit lives on.
My friend, my story? A good question. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but this time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
他是去找人，他是因为别人叫他到洞里面，所以掉下来的。这不是跟我一样吗？
A good question. I ran. In it, You mean to say? I say anything you. I hope that.
某人，所以是那个某人的问题吗？要再多问一些人。
Hello? Hello? My name's Dooley.
不行。
Bye bye.
他没有办法问说你知道你怎么来的。Hello.
Salve. Welcome. Well, I'm help out.
不行。
Nice to talk.
他没有什么额外的话可以说。先去找看看奈维亚吧。所以我要去找到水源是吗？要想办法进宫殿。对啊，这边过去。我上次是怎么进去的？从地下室吗？
Eh? Arve again. And did you notice? Come.
上次是叫我去哪里拿药啊？记得他说我可以拿到药啊。 Hello.
Citizen.
他是不是也可以问问你怎么来的
You've returned. Sextus Sentius Imperi. Before I wound up here,
你怎么来这的
my men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire.
他说的那个火灾应该就
Crowd
是
sent my horse into
烧
a
掉一
panic,
半的那个
and
那个
I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
哦哦，我也是因为河才过来这里的。
Thank you.
然后还有一个陌生人，这下一切的谜底都解开了吗？
Again. And did you notice? Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else? Yes. I also had such an encounter. What else?
就这样了。
There are definitely some common threads there. Keep asking. Livia's
哎呀，
fate
可恶！
weighs heavily on my mind. Come back to
还差一点，还有什么啊？奇怪，掉下去吗？掉下去的那个洞。
Salve again, friend. How is it? Oh, come on. Hey, all right.
哎，别跑！
Ah, it's you again. Now. Well, it's a long... I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up. But by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground. And the cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me. and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampede.
对啊，还是那场火啊。
You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. Never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest was a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over
所以后面
again.
一样，应该还是那个火吧。
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then what if he's right? So it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his one day.
大家好像都很讨厌他。
He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? All right. See you.
感觉再问到一个人的话，
Sometimes I stare at a great
应该就可以了。
Greetings and salutations.
不是你。啊！酒瓶，哎，拿到酒了，不用跟他买啊。哦，这个是刚刚在那个上面的。哎，我怎么把它拿走了？这是刚刚在那个上面的那个，因为他不是罪人是吗？这是他的家啊。 如果我把他的那个什么碑文拿走了，这样可以吗？利维亚的笔记。这个笔记有什么重点吗 ？Hello。 我觉得这一轮应该差不多了。这一轮有点想要去偷那个药。又有酒，酒也太多了吧！既然有酒的话，那不然就拿给他吧，推动一下剧情。苹果。这上面有什么？又是酒，太夸张了吧！这边有几瓶酒啊？所以我不一定要从酒馆那边拿到酒哦。好，拿过去。可是这个酒感觉是，这个酒感觉是主线蛮重要的一环，因为给了他之后，他就不会当选了。好，来吧。
I'm not supposed talk. I think I have quite barge into my villa and offer me wine. I'd have you thrown out, but it just so happens that is exactly what I need. The question is, what do you want for it? Ah, it seems Bacchus smiles on me once again. And some time ago he wrote me a letter. I'll happily
就这样吗？
Thank you. Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is. What? He's... Oh no.
哇，糟了！
Quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some... Give me that immediately.
哇，怎么办？
Thank you. Now, I think...
哎，我该不会就这样给他还给他了吧？ 哦，没有，还有，还在我手上。
Why are you still here? I think a better question. I have quite enough marriage trouble. Preferably. Fine.
他们原本就是夫妻吗？他不愿意跟我讲他的故事。 现在问题是
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have... What? So... I suppose that makes... Are you going to kill me? so much work and money. Ugh. Well, if I do it, you'd let me live?
他会就这样罢手。
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal and release those two from debt bondage. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
哦，成功了耶！可是这么做就可以了吗
Domitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to release Julia Anonius and withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work,
不要多嘴，
all
赶快
that
去。
money wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
OK， 事情解决了。原来这也可以上去。哎哦，有多种进入他屋子的方法，这个也是方法之一啦。一个是从上面跳下来，啊，一个是这样子爬过来。他屋子还真好进。哎，这样摔倒就不行哦。喂。然后，我要去主神殿，不晓得赦免他之后，他会不会就不自杀了？可是这样子，我这一轮如果重新开始的话，我又要来一次了。这顺序是不是？这个是不是应该是最后再执行的呢？日落前。啊！完蛋！啊！哎呀，我才刚让他退选。哎呀，上一个存档在哪里？不过应该是执行了退选之后了。What?
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone.
哎，又来了。哎
You are right. I trust.
哇！不行，我连他老婆都还没见。这个也太前面了吧？我在哪里啊？
I'm not supposed to be in here.
哎，连酒都没有。
This is outrageous.
我连酒都……哇，不是吧？要重新找酒了。刚刚这个存档到底是在哪里啊？我连酒都没拿到哎。 好吧，如果是这样的话，不然我就偷拿药好了。
Many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
偷窃果然不行啊！连他都还没到。哎呀，偷窃不行啊！ 可是至少这药是在我手上了吧？不可能的期待！哇！我还是第一次在他死掉，看到他死掉的这个样子。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who? Oh. All right. Oh.
好吧，那现在我要去拿酒。拿酒的话要从酒馆我必须要撩到那个酒馆的老板。Hey.
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before.
没有喝酒。
A certain learning and sophistication. What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back.
哇，太难了吧！这个是这样，要拒绝他是不是
I don't find you so intriguing anymore. All right. Back again.
哦，他还不那么讨厌我。
Let it. All right.
我们是不会有交集。哎呦，怎么办啊
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
又毁了，这一次又毁了。我拿到酒了。不过我拿到药了，这一次。我来去给他治疗看看。偷窃是行的，当然不行啊！你看，我已经受到惩罚了，是不是？受到惩罚呀！大家引以为戒啊，知道吗？好，赶快去救他，赶快救他！
What are you doing in it? She needs the rest. What? Quick, Yulia. Hopefully in a moment she should... That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact... Look. If you do... That was like... You just saved a person. And maybe she can tell us who... In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with what...
OK.
That's a shame.
救起来了。 然后我就有筹码去说服他不要自杀了。怎么上去了？这梯子真的有不难爬。一直说需要我的帮忙，但是，哎呦，一直说需要我的帮忙，但是又不跟我讲要干嘛，好歹跟我讲一下，这样我怎么帮忙？我怎么上去？ 这钱可以一直拿哎！天哪！ 啊，还是四周也会有草可以爬上去。
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
还不错，谢谢。
All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
来了，来了，来了。
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a
这次应该
man
可
who
以救
treats
下
me
他
like
了。
an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please, please just think.
I'm sorry, but I...
Please, help him. If he goes through... Thank you. And please, choose your word.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean... Well, you don't understand. It's too late for that. If I backed out now...
我救过他的命。
Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster.
哇，2000啊！糟了。
Yulia and I are in debt bondage to Malleolus. So... Yulia... Oh, I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
所以要先帮他解决债务的问题啊！我的天哪，难怪刚刚。
Well, I suppose it means I'll have to let and I.
哎呀，先帮他解决债务问题呀、啊，哭哦！哎呀，我的天哪，我的天哪，要真的是，你有债务问题，你先活下来嘛，我们好好谈啊，我有办法啊。你怎么连听都不听呢？哎呀，气死我！真是气死我！哎，有债务问题就好好跟别人谈一谈嘛，跟别人谈一谈嘛，真是。大家知道吗？有债务问题就坐下来跟别人好好谈一谈，也许还有机会。自杀不能解决问题。 哎呦天哪！你有债务问题？你今天不是才刚买那个吗？ 哎，这边，我觉得这边是不是直接重来比较好？我的药是不是已经给掉了？哎，还有东西可以重复用了是吗？
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling alright? I'm My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea.
来了。 可以继续问他。
He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Wow.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place, and while there's no shortage, gladly. That's a shit.
哎，那我又要重新问一次了。哎。
Lenzo. What business? Willowbark. And finally, some relief. I've been... It was too much. I owe you.
哦，他欠我一个人情，所以我可以。
No idea. It's the rheumatism. I know. And I know. I'll leave him alone from now on.
哦，真的，这下就真的解决了。好了，又解决一桩事。
A fellow traveler from a faraway land.
A new face. Salve. I hear we have you to thank for what demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? Have you... Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that. Really? That's nice to talk to you.
风湿是真的会让你想要杀了一个人吗？
A fellow traveler from a faraway land.
哎，吓死我！我以为我被卡住了。
Greetings. My friend, your word. My story. A good. Indeed.
哎，那我现在是可以跟他讲说我的发现了是吗？可是火好像还没有，现在换他在擦。
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff. Welcome back. Well, I'm a help out, but
不行，他真的没有办法问到说他为什么来这里。
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the house. Hello there. Well, now you're talking. I'm in. Oh, that's a little excessive. All right, all right. Wait. I suppose you're right. Here's your money. Now. What? I can't take that golden... You promised to tell... What is this? Don't even...
哦，原来可以从他这边拿到5000哦！哇塞，好赚，好爽哦！哇，可以从他身上拿到5000块！哇塞，哎，大家以后不要去当那种骗人的人啊，不然人财两失啊！我告诉你，哇，好爽哦！5000块直接到手，哇！那我也可以直接帮他们解决债务问题了，好吗？他这样随手就能拿出5000块，也是蛮厉害。哎呦，这里将会受伤。
49 melodies fetch again with incessant
5000是要私吞，我有更好的方法可以解决他们的问题啊，是不是？钱在这边也不是想要做什么样的事。好吧，我觉得这一轮应该要重来了。怎么重来呢？该怎么办呢？英国犬。重来的话，果然还是只能这样了吧。还是用偷的，随便偷个什么东西。他有问过吗？他会告诉我他怎么来。
What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
你是怎么到来这里？对啊，在这之前我先上个厕所。好，回来了。来问问看他怎么来到这里。
I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl.
银器店买了一个挂坠。
Pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some genetic fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant.
所以它也是火，然后河流。
Nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. Ah, Doseby. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthened them. That said.
What?
Not that it's any of your business. Unfortunately, C. Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator. Sentius knows about it, of course. This place will be different with that sleaze at that. I appreciate the thought. In any case, if you're interested... Alright?
先问问看女祭司好了。
Keep an eye out for Scintilla,
That's
would you?
quite an impressive... A new face. Yes. What else?
哎，
Keep...
哎，可恶，只发现河而已啊。
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, princess.
Any news about Scintilla?
哎，尤利亚醒了。啊，他应该是知道那个谁跳了，跳下去了。
It's you. Was there something... As much as I'm grateful that... The golden rule. Please. Persistent as...
Okay.
All right.
可以长话短说。
I'd been here about a week. When it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and so when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything.
奥雷利亚。
And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus.
哦，所以他是在骗人的哦。
I had to sign an agreement, saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
啊？哦，所以是他说你拿1000块来，我就告诉你怎么出去。结果拿了1000块之后，他给他的毒药。
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those... She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he did... In fact, he just thanked...
原来他们两个计划好的。
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden... He locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral. His wife, Claudia, was just as bad. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for... Those two took everything. My hemlock. I just wanted it. Don't you think I know? I brought it on myself. I trust... Thanks.
哇，他还要跟我讲话吗？拜托跟我讲话。
Oh, it... No. I did hear from... But I'd been locked in... You mean my life story? Oh, well... I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life.
以前的罗马
So he
也
found
是
me a job as a
靠这样
scribe
子
for
来
a prominent merchant.
来
It was a good life
来
for
结
a
婚的
while.
吗？哦，大火
Until
来
7
了，大
months
火。
ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
银币，提到了一枚银币。
Thank you, but to be honest... All right.
其他人是没有提到银币耶，他是提到银色的吊饰、坠饰啊，然后值钱的东西之类的。这就是所谓的银币吗？他现在会愿意跟我谈他怎么来的吗？
You can't talk. Families from Solution, Tigris. Not sure. I was fighting with the 6th against Parthians in the east.
一取剑就痛到不行，这是风湿吧
？Relentless. So I started thinking. Next battle came. And all I remember, and then nothing. I woke up by the river. Some strange man
这个人比较不一样
had fished me out.
不是大
Count Tabal, I think he called himself. Are you calling me a liar? I just opened up to you in your...
啊！他不愿意再
I
跟我
have
讲，
nothing to say to
讲错一句话就惨了，哇操！就讲错一句话而已，耶，不能问吗？那现在
Sometimes I stare at the great temple and I think.
这个没有办法问他从哪里。可以让他吃饭，他太严格了啦。哎，也不能乱吃。哎，这边竟然有作物！哎，哦，这是他的田哦。
Salve again, friend. How is? Oh, come on. Hey, all right.
他刚在我面前转头嘞。
No.
我刚有问过他吗
Well, yeah, and for next thing. That's even.
哦，又多了一个。
I had bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way. But from what I hear, Malio, maybe that's not such a bad. And how could you know that? All right.
哦，所以我可以先让他召开选举啊，然后看看会发生什么事，让大家知道，然后我也可以知道。哎呦，这个好像不错哦。反正这回合已经搞砸了，我们就召开选举吧。 来吧，召开选举吧，召开选举吧。
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm.
Again.
Magistrate's orders.
It must be. It'll be between. Why do you? You can, assuming that. As I said, I'm planning to hold. Yes, very well.
Okay, 来吧。
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Election starting.
他们要在哪里选举啊？澡堂吗？哦，不是哦，这里吧。现在每一个人都不能讲话。 哦，他们只有男性可以选举。还有人没到吗？哎，慢慢走，快点啊！你以为你还有风湿吗？我已经把你治好了哦。 我头好没死。
Georgius, Dacius,
Malleolus,
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil,
Malleolus,
Rufius,
Malleolus.
and finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your
哇，
decision.
差点在选举
Your
的时候
new
死掉。
magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership,
哇，他又在我面前
finally
转头
enjoy
哎，
the
天哪！
freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is
哎呦呦
hereby
呦，
found
该不会
guilty
他要
of
启动了
treason
吧？
against the Empire.
他要杀了他吗？
I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is, a children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all
他
along.
他不能死在这里。
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has
如果他死在这里的话，就完了。
enjoy killing you, old man.
他来了。
Many shall suffer for the sins of the wrong one.
选举开始就会出事，所以他们当初应该是因为这场选举，然后导致事情发生的。好，刚好。那这回合，我们就把那个跳楼的救起来，然后。 酒馆的女主人，酒馆女主人这个有点糟糕啊，她。
Salve, friend. Yulia. Poor ver. All right, I'll go.
3件事情应该够让他选上了吧？好，来吧，我们来看。 怎么样可以赢得他的芳心
I'm so glad you decided to visit, and I hope I'm not being. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before.
哇，怎么办
Why? Just because I'm a woman? I take this.
啊，可恶
All right.
这回合又没了。
Back again.
哎呦
Certainly.
Attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
哎，可恶啊！又要到下一回合了，妈呀！哎呦，他怎么那么难搞啊？
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
A new face. Yes. What else? That's true. What else? It's... And... I see. Because I've seen her before.
Oh?
What? How could you know that? Please, go and...
Oh.
I take it you follow.
那个倒塌了。刚刚在讲话的时候还没有倒塌。他办完他该做的事情了。什么东西在浴场里面啊？他等一下该不会？ 一进去就可以脱衣服，千万不要，拜托！我很想要播下去呢。在看什么东西啊？
You're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp.
Oh.
But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it. Only, I think I know who that stranger is. Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change.
Oh.
Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm so
原来我死了。
I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can. That was my first thought too. In the old but it was also possible for the living to reach it without... Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller... But they always involved the... It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named
就是那封信
described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again. Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession.
他其实不要钱啊。
Maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not. No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Do so at your own peril.
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, Just trying it would break the golden
连找到足够长的梯子也会违反黄金法则。
left behind by those who've tried. Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth
所以
about
打
the
败
golden
冥神也是
and
一
maybe
个方
even
法。
put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules. Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again. It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style. Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques. Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
我该不会有拿到其中一个了吧？在那个谁的房间？
To answer that, it would have had the god's name, and there's only one. There's a cult in Rome. They've been known to, if I were you, But I did hear a rumor they have a.
我应该已经拿到罗马文了。
I don't know, but perhaps you should begin. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage. If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide.
我有啊，可是问题是要去哪里找
I don't suppose
他
you've come across one of those in your travels. Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
整地现在
Then
才提
again,
及此
I
事。
suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say? Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out? Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this.
问到这句话，他才会开始跟我讲那个吗？
All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight. In any case, time may fortuna.
好，我们先来听听利维亚的说法。逆流而上。他跑也太慢了吧。 我要怎么样才能逆流而上
Salve.
Oh, shiny. Salve and welcome. Oh, there's not. I suppose it all started about 8 months. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priest in the end, but after about a day I remember closing my eyes for a bit. And I guess I must have fell asleep, because I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me. Anyway, I went search. It's nice.
他没有提到河诶，他面包店开了。
Greetings and salute. Greetings. I'm Jordan. And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but
希腊人真的会这样
change
想
the
吗？
names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up. And I become Georgios the Roman. I accept the world is Roman.
如今我也没头发可以扯。
But my point is this: if you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Duli.
是杜利。
He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
Oh?
I hope that our paths cross again.
Hello?
啊，真的哎，在这里。
Hello?
哇，必须要把它放出来才行。
Do you like it? But like Galerius. Yeah, Galerius. Bye bye.
所以最终呢，我还是必须要让新的人选上才行。
That's quite an impressive bow.
现在。
Thank you. I am excited and deeply honored to have been.
我身上有酒吧 ？OK， 有。
Did your magistrate? Thank you.
来吧。
I'm not so tall. Thank you.
Okay.
Now.
What?
Give me another copy. What? It was a lie of a mission. I curse you. I curse your life and mind and memory. May you be unable to walk. This is outrageous.
好的，来吧，阻止他选举。
Domitius doesn't usually.
OK， 成功了。接下来就是拯救那2个人。我是不是应该也要提名一下那个啊？可是感觉好像还少一件事情。感觉还少做了一件事情，就是先把他救下来，然后再让他再从一开始的时候去把他救下来，然后这样子就会有多一个人再投给他了。好，来吧。
Salve. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh,
That.
please.
I'm sorry. You. Well, you don't. It's too. If I. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend.
好，解决了。啊，该不会我不在身上吧？那个。真的欸，可恶！因为刚刚那个死掉之后没有在我身上吗？哎呦我的天！我本来以为我找到了，我的妈呀！好，那就先去办事。那我啊！为什么不是跳到水里？为什么不是跳到水里？果然不能贪吗？我本来以为这里是捷径的。靠！重跑，哇，吐了。哦，拜托，我刚刚在哪里？我在哪里？我在哪里？哎，好，还好，还好，哇塞，这自杀问题有问题，把晚餐给吐了。哎呀，我的天哪！哎，这主角不行啊！你，天哪！哎，我要上去，完蛋了，上不去！我要上去！啊！这主角不行哎，随随便便脚就摔伤了，搞什么鬼啊？哇，这边这个飞索用在这边也太难了。 好，去听听他要说什么。可是怎么走啊？这里。
Just as the ocean but it... Say it. Speak its name.
Hello.
Then it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
当然.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
就这样。你们要带我去什么地方吗
？Friend, you have given me.
啊！就这样。我的天啊！你们要带我去什么地方吗？
Wow, isn't that a... Back again. Not for a few weeks now. I remember because they kept looking over... The one word I kept hearing was... vanish.
Oh.
Not for a few weeks.
乔治巫师.
All right.
"考古学家的眼力。我如果不是考古学家，会看到什么？考古学家的眼力也太烂了吧！
Shalom.
哎呀
Scintilla and I were in love.
哎，他如果从这里失踪，那很可疑哦，因为在这边的人应该都死掉了嘛，应该都在冥界才对啦。但他竟然可以失踪，哎呦！
All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing.
Hello.
It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her, standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her. And from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here. Like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. And if she'd known a way out, she would have told me. She'd never have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the golden rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing. Somebody abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened?
你这样的人咯。
My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked. I've never seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the golden rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things. Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there. I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never been able to reach. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose. I feel like I've looked everywhere. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that... You mean where... But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by... I can only assume they got the better of me. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me. Why? A lot of good it did me. All right, friend.
哎，等一下，我是不是可以拉票啊
Sentius. All right, friend.
我是不是还得负责拉票？
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers? If I cop it in from... Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh. So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny, one day, a few weeks back, said he could hear spirits wailing. Anyway, a few days... So I go down after him, and hunched over him was a creature. I know what I saw, alright? But if... Well...
哎呀，他放我下去。哎呦！ 么简单吗？哦，来了！哦，新的副本。压死的生物。他是从另外一个路口进来的是吗？我是不是太早来这里了？上面那个又是，哎呦！刻着一行拉丁文 ，Sandia D， 什么意思啊？这也可以爬上去。哎，真的假的？我跳得过去吗？可以。哎，这里是哪里啊？哦，有人被绑着耶！你是谁啊？
Who are you?
啊，该不会是？我想他。哎呦，我还在欣赏剧情哎，该不会是他妹妹吧？走失的那个。
Juno, you're here. You have to help me escape before that monster comes back. I'm Scintilla.
啊，真的耶
！Through the gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever. Or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either. Sentius, my adoptive father.
Huh?
Furies help me. I'll castrate and crucify him.
身体护士把他关起来。
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together. There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say? No time! Wait, did you hear that? He's here. Quick! You have to let me go. It's now or never. What? No! It's no use. You'll never. You're making.
为什么？我不懂哎。所以那个也不是好人哦，他也不是好人哦。
You're back. What? It's.
如果我把它放走会怎么样
You're me.
我如果把它放走会怎么样？好好奇哦！天哪！先看一下水池好了。这边我可以把它，可是虽然好像可以把它放走，可是他让我觉得他讲的话有一点点不可信。然后身体巫师把它绑起来，感觉应该也是有什么目的。也许是知道了他跟那个谁的恋爱关系，然后他们因为考虑着要离开，所以被这里就拿钱了呀。放走会怎么样啊？把它放走应该会发生黄金法则，因为他会去杀了他。如果去杀了他以后，就会出事，所以不能把它放走。但是我觉得我跟他讲，好像又会让我自己陷入危险。OK， 晚安，拜拜。
Ave, we're finally alone. I must. Is that? Seems right. Me?
Oh.
Al Worth.
Oh!
The fellow who came through the.
哇，不会吧
Come now. Surely you didn't think you
哇，
were
该
the
不
only
会
one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories.
什么？他原来他记得哦。
Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I mean, you've lived through the day, what, 6 times? Most impressive. And yet everything you've done has been in vain, because there's no escape. Except the path that Al took, the path he wrote on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Best to take your own life now. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do?
哇，完蛋了！如果他有记忆的话，那没有办法透过回归来解决。哇！
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? And why would I agree to that? You might want to think that through. If anyone so much as touches me, everyone dies. Oh, you and your pathetic morality. Nobody cares about your opinions or what happens Tom, least of all, me. Understand that to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot, and you're no longer useful. The only way you're getting this key is over my dead body. And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want?
What? 只剩这句了。
I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever until you wither and die like Al did, and the gods send yet another useful idiot to extend my life for me. What are you going to do? Beg the gods for help? They don't care about you, and neither do I. Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
What?
So you survived the system. Probably just a...
吓死我了！所以现在有一个方法是把他拉下台，然后让他不再有这些权利。是这样吗？我该这么做？这是我现在能做的事情。你怎么一边爬梯子？ 一边爬藤蔓，然后一边拉弓了。来吧，救他。
You're back. Oh, thank you. He's here. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
这个感觉会回归啊。
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she?
就是个垃圾，你知道吗？
So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
所以你要我去调查是谁会违反皇权法，哪怕你知道我每次都会失败，你知道离开这里的路径吗？
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death.
哎，等一下，如果他把他杀了，那就完了耶。
And I will continue living long after your dust. Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
What? Okay, 晚安，拜拜。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you?
哎，等一下，不会吧？要结束了。
So bright.
哇！
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Really? That's strange. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina, freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago?
完蛋了，我好像脱离那个世界了。
I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. That's a lot to take in. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it.
What? 我脱离了，天哪！还有很多谜团没有解，这是其中一个结局吗？
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure no... You go on ahead.
哇，真的回来了！哭啊！
You're back! But you're alone. Oh, what a relief. Thank you. Why don't you tell me what you just...
Ah, I see.
Oh,
I thought you might. Well,
太快了吧
now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Caroline, if you like. I'm sorry I was not completely honest with you. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience,
that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual. That you died, of course. You were
所以我们
dead
现在还是
when I
死。
brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics,
就是那2枚银币
including
让
two
我
silver
进
coins
入
of ancient origin.
冥界的。
Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you.
该不会那个人就是阿尔吧？
There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name
还真的
was
啊！
Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Karon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths, to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago,
1000枚
my
只有
master
只有
created
1000个人
1,000
可以下
silver coins
下冥界啊！
and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here. That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible, in light of the path you have chosen. I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence. There is nobody else to ferry here, nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. I see no point in keeping you here, but I have to ask one thing, that you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
哇，真的要结束了。
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read
原
this,
来是我想
but I
打
want you to
你
know that I will never forget
是
you
在哭
or
啊！
what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius,
啊，我后悔
Lucretia,
了，
Horatius,
彻底的后悔
Valerius,
了。
poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on
你怎么
my
把刻
hands,
在
not
纸
yours.
板上啊？我
I
天
will
哪！
live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
哇，没有别的选择哎。4种结局之其2。哦，所以看起来结局4是，我不晓得它这个进度线是不是有那个有意义啊？1可能是最早我可以遇到的结局，那我现在走到2，是发现了那个森蒂拉的谜，然后接下来还有第3条线，不晓得是不是从什么蓄水池逃出来，就不管森蒂拉，然后可能也不会发生事情之类的。然后还有个最后第4条线，第4条线可能是要跟冥界之神打架。哇，真的没了耶！这款游戏，我觉得还蛮妙的，就是它的这个轮回的这个剧情，我觉得写得还蛮好的。因为可惜的是，中间不小心触发了一条，我竟然就这样结束了。不过应该是可以从那个存档点重来啦，就前面就不用再过一次。但说真的，很后悔的就是名字乱取。就我是希望我还有时间可以把这一款给就是至少第4个结局也过掉。1跟3我不确定我有没有办法，就是在他离开前把它过掉。但我是希望至少可能第4个结局我也是希望有时间可以把它过掉。那因为他11月1号就离开了嘛，所以也许有时间的话，我在6日再开直播吧，把这个结局给玩完。那整体来说，其实到这边为止，我觉得大家也大概都知道它这个剧情的走向了啦。就是反正也解谜，这最大的谜题就是这里其实就是冥界，然后我们就是被摆渡人给送进来的，然后在这里面，如果发生了时空悖论，我们就会被传回来。那我这个结局就是因为时空悖论被传回来的。那时空悖论其中一个触发的方式就是那个执政官用任何方式死掉。我只是没有想到，原来他也是有记忆的啊，所以就有点麻烦。后续不晓得，因为我如果读档的话，应该会是在他发现了我知道他的秘密这件事情。我不晓得那时候回来，还有没有机会再继续往下走。但是，总之就试试吧。好啦，感谢大家今天收看，今天已经12点了，那我们就先到这边吧。这款游戏，也到了一个结局啦，那就是之后看有没有时间再把其他的结局给玩一玩，这样。我是很好奇，就是第4个结局是什么？我是很好奇，那感觉像是这游戏希望你走到了最佳解，感觉第4个结局会是这个游戏希望你走到最佳解，所以因为毕竟还有谜题嘛，我们其实还漏了一些谜题没有解完，这样。好，那今天我们遗忘之城就先到这边啦，感谢大家今天收看，大家晚安喽，拜拜。